everybody, and welcome back. Today I am working on something special that I've not done before, I don't believe. I'm working on something that has an actual art prompt. I don't think I've done one of these in a long time, or at least the only art that I've done that has a specific prompt or idea behind it is usually the things like Reddit Gets Drawn, where I'm just given a picture. In this case, I was doing one of the prompts that's just a word, which means that there's lots of interpretations to it and a million directions to go. This prompt came from the Discord group, The Art Room, and the prompt for this month was Flora. It's actually interesting because I was working on a character design for the goddess Flora, and I actually am planning on still finishing that, but I'd been working on it for so long and having so many issues with just feeling like I even wanted to finish it that I decided to take a break from it and instead take the prompt in a different direction. So after looking at different pictures and such, I decided that I didn't want to go a direction that was more just an interpretation of what a flower would necessarily look like as a human, or I don't know. There's a ton of directions to go. So I decided I wanted to do something that was more warrior based, a little bit nymph or woods creature based, and I did end up choosing a flower that I did want to kind of focus on. So I ended up choosing the flower Anemone. When I was looking at pictures, it seemed like there were a lot of different colors and directions that could go. When I was doing this, the colors that I chose were very just purple and green, but then I changed it to more pink. And anyway, I just liked the way that the petals looked, and I decided that I wanted to incorporate petals into the character design of this. I didn't show the sketches in this just because I often feel like I take too long anyway, so if I also included the sketching process, it would take forever. Also, I tend to do my sketching in my sketchbook just whenever I have the ability to, so it's not really something I can record. So I did 2 sketches in my sketchbook, and then I brought those sketches to Photoshop, and then I did redraw it again with a new pose, fleshed out some of the things that I had before, but hadn't really decided which ones I was keeping. Like, I had drawn the staff pretty early on, but later on I decided to also incorporate the bow. So I needed to include things like a quiver, and I needed to decide how that was going to work with the rest of her outfit, and just every time I redrew her, I incorporated more things. And I find that while I don't do a lot of character design, the ones that I end up enjoying the most are the ones that have the most details to them. So the ones that have more elements incorporated to them. And I feel like a lot of times when you do that, it feels like they have more story. That's not always true. I mean, there's tons of character designs that I love. They're really kind of simplistic, but in this one, I really wanted her to have a lot of different elements. I wanted her to have an intricate kind of outfit, especially because that isn't something I do a lot. I tend to do, I think, outfits that are a bit more simple. So with this one, what was really nice, especially as doing the sketching process, is that I was doing a lot of research looking into different types of armor and different aspects of it. So like I had pictures of flowers open, pictures of leaves, I had pictures of knights, I had pictures of bows and staffs and just a whole bunch of different things. And while I didn't necessarily directly copy or use anyone as specific reference, I was getting a lot of inspiration for what I was seeing. And in that way, I do think I was really successful with this. And another thing that I found more successful with this than I often am is that I stuck pretty closely to a specific color palette. For the most part, I stuck with very earthy colors. I did want the gold in the silver for some elements of it, and then the color of the petals and the color of the leaves. And I wanted to stick pretty closely with that. I think the only other colors I really ended up using were the browns for all of the leather pieces. And I think that really helped tie it all in. Even when I started working on her little spirit companion guy, he was still a very leaf green color, and I thought he worked with the whole thing pretty well. This did take me a really long time to work on. In general, I've just been struggling a bit with how much time I'm spending on different pieces, and I find that I tend to lose motivation, which makes me take longer. And I mean, I have like 3 different pieces going on right now, and I'm just not able to complete any of them. But with this one, the nice thing about having a specific prompt is that a lot of times there's a deadline. It's not one that you have to stick to, because obviously it's not necessarily for anything specific, it's for yourself still. But the nice thing is that if you want to, you can participate in the larger group of the people that are also participating in this prompt, and that keeps you more to a deadline. So the deadline is April. So I did actually start and complete this in April, which is nice. It still took me a couple weeks, but it's done. And for some reason, that fact alone is really nice to me right now. And I'm really hoping that the other 2 things that I go back and work on, I'll also be able to say that at some point, because that sense of accomplishment, whether or not you come out of it feeling really proud about some aspects of the drawing, at least you can come out of it saying that you finished it. That alone is something that I'm really happy with at this point. And I am planning on going back to the other 2 that I'm doing. One I said was the Flora Goddess drawing, which is a part of a other series that I've been doing for a little while, where I include some kind of mythological deity or goddess kind of person. They have specific things that go in them, so it's a character design of a deity or goddess woman. And also I like to incorporate some kind of stained glass element to it, and that's actually a thing that's been giving me those trouble, but I'll actually talk about that when I finished it and you can see it and I can show it to you. And the other one, I wish I'd gotten done earlier, because I was working on a redraw that I did last year. So last year I did a redraw video of a piece I had done a year before. So this was going to be the 3rd time I'm drawing it. I'm still working on it. Hopefully I will finish it, but I'm having a lot of trouble with my color palette and the contrast and the saturation of the colors. So I'm trying to play with it a lot, and hopefully I will complete that and be proud of it. I do feel like I've had improvement, but I'll actually save that information for if I ever complete the video. Maybe saying it here will make me inspired enough to complete the video so I can actually talk about that information. As I finished up this piece, I wanted to have a very simple background. I kind of just wanted this to be focused on the character design. I put in some general information. I put her name and her class and her race, and then I put some information about her little companion. And then I just finished it up because I wanted this to feel like a very nature-based scene, but I didn't want to add trees or anything like that. I wanted to keep it very simple. So instead, I just included some kind of either starlight or fairy light or lightning bugs, something like that, whatever you want to call it, some kind of mythical element to it to kind of wrap it all up. And I want to thank you guys for watching this time. If you're interested, I'm sure there will be some other people that are also putting together videos based on this prompt, and you can look up this prompt on Instagram or YouTube using the hashtag #ArtRoomPrompt. So if you're interested in looking to see if anyone else has posted pictures or videos about this, feel welcome to look that up. Hashtag #ArtRoomPrompt. Thanks guys, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. Bye!